Hi guys, welcome to Full Time Devils. I am Adam McCullough and today we are back for another huge debate, and today's huge debate, as voted for by you guys, is the one player Manchester United should be buying this summer. And today we've got with us Jay, Scott and Rupert to have a massive, huge debate on this big topic that you guys have chosen. First thing first, we're going to get stuck into our huge debate, which is one player Manchester United should be buying this summer. Now, we've already heard loads of rumours about different players from different clubs coming into Manchester United and even some potentially losing. So we're going to have these guys let us know their thoughts on who they think United should be buying this summer. Budget is no limit. There's no limit to the budget these guys have. And although we want it to be realistic, they have to make their arguments. So if it isn't realistic, I'll be deciding at the end based on their arguments that they've made. We did a little straw pulling earlier. Jay's going first. He's done more than a bit of straw pulling earlier. Jay, I want to know your player, and I want you guys, you to give your argument for that player right now, please.
He's only young. He's 21. He's only going to get better, and I think he'd massively improve United's team. When you look at our team and where we've perhaps struggled at times, it's been at fullbacks. Left back, we seem to be sorted. I think Luke Shaw's playing almost as well as he was before his injury. And I think it's just on the right-hand side we've had difficulties. We've had Ashley Young playing there. Valencia seems to have been phased out a bit. We know Deleu's played there as well, but I don't think he's quite ready. But I think if we had someone like wan-bissaka on that right-hand side, who's great going forward and who can also do the defensive side of his game as well, it would add so much more to United's team. When you look at Pep at City, pains me to say it, but you look at what he did when he was successful, when he started sort of going on that title-winning run. It was when he brought in Kyle Walker, it made a massive difference to their team. And yeah, they brought in Mendy as well, but he got injured. But just having that fullback who can get forward, if you spend around £60 million on someone like wan-bissaka, it'd be worth it. And let's face facts, in 5 years' time, if you wanted to move on, you could get your money back.
Rupert and Scott, have you got any questions or anything to add which may discredit Jay's decision to sign wan-bissaka? Remember, I don't want you to give away your signings in doing this.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry, apologies, but obviously he was going to have the same pick as me. So why realistically did you come up with that choice?
Everyone argues, right? Everyone argues at United about Ashley Young. That's all we ever hear about Ashley Young, about right back, about Tony Valencia. Everyone loves Ander Herrera. They love Paul Pogba. They love Pereira, so the midfield is sorted. We love all these strikers we've got, these attackers we've got, but it's the right back everyone bangs on about. There's a right back, Premier League experience, who's only young, who's mint going forward, mint defensively. Why wouldn't we get him?
Do you think that Timothy Fosu-Mensah could play that?
Mate, I've been waiting for Fosu-Mensah to kick on for the last 3 years. I don't think it's going to happen. He's gone to Fulham, and he's not exactly set the world alight there, and that worries me. If he can't do it at Fulham, can he really do it at Manchester United? We all love Tim Fosu-Mensah, but I think we've got rose-tinted glasses on a little bit. I think we're remembering Tim Fosu-Mensah when he burst onto the scene, and I don't think he's kicked on. I certainly don't think he's ready for Manchester United's first team yet.
You not think Dalot's been better in the last few games, though, and he's going to get better?
I think that's a good point. I think he will get better. But with Dalot, there's just a few reasons I don't know whether he's ready to be our right back. For starters, I think he can actually play as a winger if you need him to play there. We saw it when he's come on and he's been used almost as an attacking sort of right-sided midfielder. Secondly, I think he might be a season or two away from being ready. I still think there's a little bit of inexperience that shows. I think everyone gets carried away and thinks, oh, he's ready. Even after his debut, was it Young Boys? He made his debut in Europe when everyone was like, this is it, he's ready, he's the real deal. You have to just wait a little bit. I think we've got to wait and see with Deleuze. So I do think he's a good player, but for me, I think he's a better player who could come in and cover for someone than being thrown into the first team for like 30-odd Premier League games.
After PSG, I said he was the next Luis Figo, so there you go.
Glad to see you being pretty reserved in your compliments there, then.
To be fair, after PSG, anything went after that game, we got to say. Right then, moving on now. We've heard Jay's argument for wan-bissaka. Now it's Rupert's turn. Rupert, who's your player and why?
Right, if there's actually no budget limit and it's one player, then Koulibaly, because I think the most important position on the pitch is like centre-backs. Like, you got to build your team around a good defensive partnership, and since like Vidic and Ferdinand, I just think we've been shambles. Like, as much as I love like Eric Bailly and his crazy antics, and Phil Jones's facial expressions, and Chris Smalling's judo moves. Like it's just a mess. Like we need to build from the back, and I think he'll bring the power, the strength, and he's got the experience and everything that we want from a centre back. And he's like a leader. He's like in his late 20s. So I think we need someone that will complement Lindelof, and he's perfect for that.
How much do you think it cost us? I know budget's unlimited, but
I think like Napoli want like 130 million, which is a lot of money, I know. But like Liverpool paid a lot for Van Dijk, and I think we need to make a statement that we're still trying to be at the top, and we're still attracting like big players and stuff. So,
any arguments against the centre-back signing of Kalidou Koulibaly, Jay, Scott? I'm sure Scott's got an argument. Try do it without switching your camera off.
Come on, let Scott go first.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, I just think these a lot what we're trying to do is because of the transfer prices are just stupid at the moment, and I think a lot of the big clubs are basically moving away from that. I don't think you'll see these £200 million signings. My worry is if we bring in this player, will it stop Tuanzebe? I think that this boy is a bit of a hero down at Villa at the moment, and I've watched a lot of him, and he's fantastic. I just think he's ready, so that's my worry. But I'd happily get rid of Smalling, Jones, Ashley Young, and Valencia, to accommodate this guy. But that'd be my worry, spending that amount of money on a player when we have Tuanzebe coming through.
But I think because he's 27, like it still gives the opportunity for the youngsters to come through. Like it's
he's world class. I'll give you that.
Yeah, and it's not like
I just think we're harsh on Chris Smalling. I think him and Jones get thrown into the same. But I do, and I think he's a good defender. I don't know. I get this hatred everyone's got for him. We saw it. You're going about Paris and how well everyone did in Paris. Why not Smalling get any credit? He had an absolute worldie against the likes of Mbappe. Why is it like, we just dismissed that, but Delors played well in Paris, so we love him? How's that work?
Smalling, like he'll get to the halfway line with the ball, and then he'll either turn around to pass it backwards, or he'll kick the ball straight off the pitch. He can't pass. And like Koulibaly can pass, like he's sick. We need someone that can contribute going forwards as well. Like we need that from the defence.
Even Phil Jones has had worldies, and you still after 200 games, you said that the jury's still out on him, but he's had worldies.
He just needs a bit more time, Phil Jones. I've said that all the time. You give him another few years, you'll see him. It'll come good.
I think that's the thing. That's what we've witnessed with Phil Jones and Smalling. Like they always pull you back in, making you think, they're not that bad. They are, unfortunately. Scott, wait, no more arguments against. Nothing Rupa wants to add before we move on.
Yeah, no, it's because I win, basically.
Why do you win, Scott? Who's your player?
I'm going for the modern day Makalele, Mr. N'Golo Kante. Like 27 years old, wins the Premier League when he wants. He just hates Chelsea at the moment. Well, definitely responsible for France winning the World Cup, in my opinion. He was that player that they needed. I remember after the Galacticos, when they got rid of Makalele, how they just dropped because they didn't recognise what a great player he was. And this is the same with Kante. I think if we bring him in, he still gives McTerminator a bit of time to get a bit better. McTerminator. But Kante for me is the ideal player. we're all aware of him, and I just think him and Pogba would be absolutely awesome, as well as Herrera. Sorry, just think that's the midfield for me. That's a championship winning midfield.
Arguments?
I just think, I know we said we keep it realistic, and you could argue that he's not been as happy under Sarri as he was under previous managers. But I don't know if Chelsea really do sell us Kante. I don't know if they're at a point where they need to. And I think if they were to dig their heels in, I don't think he's the sort of player that forces a move either. He doesn't seem like that sort of player. And I think that you look at what's gone on at Chelsea with all the turmoil they've had, there's a good chance that Hazard's going to leave. In the summer, he's already playing footsie with other clubs. The manager, I don't think, will be past the summer. Are they really going to sell a player that, by your admittance, Scott, delivers titles? I don't see it. It's not an Emmanuel situation where you've got a player that the manager's doesn't fancy. He's like, let's not get into the whole he's 28, he's 29 argument again. We'll be here all day. But Kante is a different kettle of fish. You're right, he did play a massive part in winning the World Cup. And I think that if a new manager comes in, Kante is the sort of player you can build your team around. I think Sarri's just misused him. So I just don't see it happening. If you could give me N'Golo Kante, if he was there, I would have him at United in a heartbeat. I think he's a massive improvement on what we got. And I love Ander Herrera, and I'm a fan of Matic as well, but I think he's an improvement on both of them. I just don't see it happening at all. I think it's wishful thinking.
Well, I don't think it is wishful thinking when you look at the obviously the status of Roman Abramovich at the moment. I mean, clearly that guy doesn't care anymore. So I think if we went in there and offered him £70 million, he'd probably just take it, because I think his heart has gone from Chelsea. I don't think he's that kind of person who's really, well, I don't think he cares.
They spent massively this summer. People say, oh, his heart's not in it. He still went out and paid out big money on players. They brought in a new Kepa was big money. Was it Jorginho, the other lad they brought in? They spent like upwards of 150 million in the summer. So where this idea that he's always giving up, it's not quite true, because he's still forking out a lot of money. Higuain's coming on big money, on big wages. So it's not. I don't know. Get this idea that Abramovich is giving up. He spent like 150 million quid in the last 12 months.
Yeah, but it's Chelsea spending, not him.
It's one and the same, though, really, isn't it? It's like, would he go out and fork out all that money and then go, oh, you can have my best player for 70 million quid?
Like I say, we got to remember is when he first went to Chelsea, he did exactly what happened at City, just pumped all this money in, and now Chelsea seems to be managing the players. That's why they're not bringing in the world-class stars that they are today. I think they're a completely different team than they were 10 years ago, and I think Kante's possible.
Rupa?
I just don't think midfield is our priority at the moment. Like, we've got bigger issues in defence, and like, I just think we've got youngsters can come in the middle if we need them, and we've got enough players there compared to the defensive situation where we're just stuck most of the time. Like, if our defenders get injured, we've got no one that can come in and substitute them. So I just don't think it's a priority. Sorry.
Sorry,
Don't
Scott.
apologise. Don't be polite to him. He doesn't deserve it.
Oh, God. So we've had Jay, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Scott with N'Golo Kante, and Rupert with Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, obviously, let us know your guys' thoughts on all of those players below. Let us know how much the transfer fees you think would be as well. Do you think they're possible? Would you like to see them at Manchester United? I've got to make a decision on this. So, before we start letting these guys have their 30-second roundup of their players and all that good stuff, I've got to start thinking about my decision. So, final chances to convince me, guys. We'll start with Jay. We'll go in the same order that we went through. Jay, 30 seconds. Hang on, let me get my stopwatch out. I say stopwatch is a phone. Right. 30 seconds, Jay. Starts now.
The one area United needs to improve, I think, more than anywhere, is right back. You look at other areas of the pitch, we've got different options, we've got different players that can come in, we've got young players coming through, but right back, we're still overly reliant on a 33-year-old who's, his best days are behind him, and he's a 33-year-old winger. That is who our current right back is, Ashley Young. And the amount of United fans that slag off Ashley Young and say this and that about him, but he does the best he can and he does a decent job. But we need to improve. We need to start chasing the likes of City, and pains me to say it, Liverpool as well.
Rupert, you ready?
Okay.
30 seconds starts now.
I think we need the best of the best in every position, and like someone that's going to have that effect that Van Dijk had at Liverpool. And I think Koulibaly has all of that, and he's a leader, and he's got the experience, the power and the strength, the physical presence that we need at the back, and then we can build from there going forwards. And I just think we should really go for him to make that statement.
Still got 10 seconds? Don't.
I win.
Very 10 seconds. I got cut short, man.
Scott, you ready? Don't press anything, Scott. Stop, man. Your 30 seconds starts now.
Well, my two colleagues, they just seem to want to aspire to be Liverpool. So, I mean, my guys tried, tested, proven, and I'm not thinking about the Premier League. I'm thinking about the treble. And I think that's the difference between me and my colleagues on this one. N'Golo Kante will put us on a stage where no doubt will be challenging for all on us. So, yeah, I don't want to be finishing second. I don't want to be following what Liverpool do. I want to be Manchester United, double winning champions.
So we've had 30 seconds of arguments from all three of them. Let us know who you guys thought argued the best. Vote in the poll as well. We got Rupert, Scott and Jay. We got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, N'Golo Kante and Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, interesting, when we did a 3 in 3 out, the last 3 in 3 out that we did, my three players included Aaron Wan-Bissaka and N'Golo Kante. But Jay's argument that Chelsea are very unlikely to sell anybody, especially N'Golo Kante, to one of their rivals, was a big argument for me. And with Chelsea's potential transfer ban, with Eden Hazard potentially leaving, with all of that stuff going on, plus a potential change of manager, which looks likely, I have to discount N'Golo Kante. Now, I do this knowing Scott isn't on Twitter, so he can't abuse me for the next week, which is great. So, yeah. So, N'Golo Kante is out of the reckoning for me. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Kalidou Koulibaly. Now, Aaron Wan-Bissaka for me would be a fantastic signing, yeah. And I think he'd be amazing for Manchester United. But the fact that we've got Diogo Dalot makes me lean towards Koulibaly because of the fact Scott mentioned Twanzebe. We don't need any, obviously Twanzebe is fantastic. I want him to come through. But we've got so many younger players there. Our experienced centre-halves are Smalling and Jones. We need experience. We need quality at centre-half. And the first player that I would sign probably wouldn't be a centre-half. It would probably be a central midfielder. But we're not going to get Kante. So I have to go with Rupert and Koulibaly.
You know what, Maka? I don't ever want to hear you whinging about Ashley Young at right back again. Next season, when Ashley Young plays 50 games, I don't want to hear you saying anything about it.
But we got Dalot. What are the options at centre-half? Jay, you lost me when you said, but Chris Smalling had a great game in Paris.
He did. Don't need
That was where my head fell off.
Mike Smalling has got us. It's all right, man.
Yeah, he has got us by the short and curlies because he's still here on a big fat new contract. But let's not go there. We're feeling good at the moment. And Manchester United have got us feeling good, so let's not lay into Mikey Smalling. Guys, this has been the huge debate for one player Manchester United need to sign. Let us know the one player you guys would choose. Let us know if you agree with the winner that I selected, which was obviously Koulibaly and Rupert. Let us know what you thought about Jay's and Scott's argument. Where can I find you guys, Scott? Not on Twitter, obviously.
I will be soon.
You have to write to him at HMP Stockholm.
Rupert, you got anything you want to plug?
No. Yeah. Okay, my Twitter, Rupert Galani _.
It'll probably be on the screen somewhere. And Jay?
Yeah, just write it down on a piece of paper and tie it to a brick and throw it through my window in Salford. It'll be good.
And check out the podcast that we did as well. So keep it locked to Full Time Devils. Like, share, subscribe. Do what Giggs is about to say. See you in a bit.
Hi, I'm Ryan Giggs, and you're watching Full Time Devils, the biggest, the best Man United fan channel in the world. Subscribe now.